are gonna do another crochet quiz or game because I really enjoyed that the other day, and I know some of you guys probably did. I'm out of breath. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably enjoyed the crochet quiz, so I got lots more questions to go through with you guys. I thought it'd be fun to do. Sorry about that. That is the motion detection. Just gonna wait for a couple people to get in here and then we'll get started. I think this is 100 different crochet questions, so that's a lot. I'm not sure if I'll do them all because I've seen some in here that were like, I'm not sure like if that's too, like some of them were too easy, some of them were too hard. I'm like, I'm not gonna do some of these. Hello, welcome to the live. Hello, it's me and Bo Beast. Welcome to the live. You guys beat the moderators in today. How you guys doing? Thank you for coming in. Like I was saying, we're gonna do a crochet quiz, and it doesn't matter if you get the answers right or wrong, it's just for fun. Hello, welcome in. I'm doing good. How are you doing? It is a beautiful Sunday day here in Texas. It was raining like at 10 to 11 this morning, and then it stopped raining, the sun came out. It's beautiful out. Okay, I think we're gonna get started here. We'll just start with some of the easier ones. Let's see. Let's start with this one. True or false, yarn only comes in one weight. So true or false, yarn only comes in one weight. Hello, Large Family Homestead. Welcome in. There's people that beat the moderators today. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. I see you guys all hit the like button on the way in. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll ask the question one more time. True or false, yarn only comes in one weight, and there's no looking up the answers. Do not look up the answers. I didn't say that last time, and then when I got off the live stream, I'm like, I probably should have said do not look up these answers because I'm sure there was people Googling them, which I don't think it matters, but to me that sort of feels like cheating. False, false. And you guys would be right, that is false. Sorry, I got notifications popping in at the top of my screen. I gotta find a way to turn them off for the live. It's a distraction. I'm like reading them. I'm like, no. All right. What type of yarn is best for beginners? So there's on the answer, it says the weight of yarn that is best for beginners and the material. So I just want you guys to answer what material yarn is the best for beginners. And if you guys don't want to participate in the quiz or whatever, it does not matter. Or you guys can just take a wild guess. This is just for fun. What was the question? The question was, what yarn is best for beginners? So like what type of yarn is best for beginners? Yes, yarn. What yarn is best for beginners? So like, for example, there's wool, cotton, acrylic, alpaca, polyester. Large Family Homestead says cotton. I think the bigger one is better. The bigger yarn is easier to use. For this particular question, I'm asking like what material. Although asking what size yarn would probably have been an easier question. Bigger yarn is easier though for beginners. You are right with that one. You guys think it's cotton. It is actually acrylic, which I have to agree with because I started out with acrylic yarn. It was much easier than cotton, and I'll explain why. Because cotton, when working with it, it has like 4 different strands in one strand. So when you're trying to crochet with it, the strands sort of break off from one another and makes it hard to crochet with, making it more difficult for beginners. All right, on to the next one. What can you use if you don't have a yarn needle? Okay, so yarn needle is when you're sewing in your ends, like what I do when I'm weaving in my ends. That's what you would use, a yarn needle. It's saying there's other things you can use, which I have never used any of these because I've always had yarn needles, but these could work. There's three different answers to this one. No, crochet and knitting are not the same. Are the questions only about crochet? For this particular quiz, yes, they're about crochet. But you can just take guesses, or you don't have to play at all. It doesn't really matter. It's just for fun. A very small crochet hook. That, yes, Large Family Homestead got one. Yes, you can crochet with a pencil, but I'm asking what you can use besides a yarn needle to weave in your ends. So a pencil, I don't think you could weave in your ends with a pencil. It is kind of hard. These were supposed to be beginner. They were listed under beginner crochet questions. And I feel like some of them are not beginner friendly. Okay, so the answer was crochet hook, bobby pin, paper clip, or safety pin, which I don't think safety pin would work, but paper clip and bobby pin might work. All right. It is hard. Maybe a normal needle. Possibly if your yarn is super, like, small. All right, I'm gonna skip over the crochet abbreviations. We did a whole bunch of those last time, and they were not fun. Oh, here's one. What does it mean to increase? This one's pretty easy. So, what does it mean to increase? I'm gonna find the next one while you guys are answering that. Ooh, I found the next one. No, yay, I found the next one. Would you rather crochet or knit? I would probably rather crochet because it's faster and you can sort of just freehand whatever you want. But with knitting, you have to follow a pattern, or if you don't follow a pattern, all my projects turn out wrong. So I prefer crochet, but knitting is still pretty cool. To gain weight. Add more stitches per row. Large Family Homestead got it. Brooke did spend some time crocheting, so she knows. She knows. All right, here's one, an easier one. True or false? I like the true or false ones better. True or false? All crochet projects are flat. That one's easier. Just scrolling through comments, making sure I didn't miss anybody's answers. If you guys have any crochet questions or anything like that too, drop them in so everyone can answer them as well. This isn't just me asking questions. If you guys have questions too, that would be fun. False, false, false. Hello, Cody. Welcome to the live. True, just to be different. No, it is in fact false. Crochet projects can be crocheted flat or in a round or a square or a rectangle or a triangle, all different kinds of shapes. Welcome in, Cody. Thank you for joining. All right, let me see if I can try to find a true or false, because those ones are fun and they're easier. True or false? Okay, there's a whole thing of true or false. True or false, you can crochet while watching TV. Yeah, you can crochet a sock. Yes, you're right, Cody. Although I've seen some people do this thing where they will crochet a flat piece and sew it together to make a sock, which is weird. You see people make crochet animals. Yeah, those are also cool. True, you can crochet while watching TV. True, true. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for joining. True. You guys got that one. That one was easy. You can, in fact, crochet while watching TV. Yes, it is a little bit harder while watching, unless you're like, when I'm crocheting granny squares, I'll just sit there like I will read a book, so I can set up like a thing in front of me, like a table, and balance my book on it. I will actually read while crocheting. Is this a rare sighting live stream? It is, in fact, a rare sighting live stream. Yes, Sunday is not like a guaranteed live day. Lately, I've just been going live whenever I have time. I don't crochet and I'm getting them all right. Yes, you are so smart. All right, let's find another one. What is yarn chicken? Now this is like all the crocheters call it yarn chicken. It means something about your yarn. I'm gonna give you guys a hint because that one could be a little hard. I'm always not fully focused on one or the other. Yeah, I don't think you would be able to crochet while watching TV, not to like make you try that or anything, Brooke, but you haven't crocheted in a while. By the way, she has agreed to do a crochet video with me. We're gonna see if she can crochet after not crocheting for like 3 years. A chicken made out of yarn. That's a funny answer, but it's not right. You don't know this one? Yarn chicken. Yarn chicken. All right, here we go. I'm gonna give you guys the answer. Yarn chicken means when you're crocheting a project, right? And you run out of yarn, or like you try not to run out of yarn while you're crocheting the project. Most of the time you will run out of yarn before you finish. That is what yarn chicken means. Trying to finish your project before you run out of yarn. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. Ooh, I just thought of another one without looking at this. What does yarn barf mean? Technically, yes, you're right. Good job, Cody. Good job, it's me too, yarn chicken. There you go, yarn chicken. What does yarn barf mean? And I didn't get this one off of the list. It's another crochet thing, sort of like yarn chicken. I heard someone say, I was on a crochet live stream a couple months ago, and someone said, I'm gonna throw yarn in your window. And that's the crocheter way of saying, or like the knitting way of saying, I'm subscribing to your YouTube channel. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Barf made out of yarn. When the yarn doesn't stay rolled together. Okay, yarn barf means, oh, okay, hold on. Ryan said another one. When the yarn unravels into a pile. So Large Family Homestead and Dad, you guys are a little bit right. It's when you guys pull from the center of your yarn and it all comes out in one big chunk of yarn. Yarn barf, and it's all knotted together. Technically, you're right again. Yes. Technically, yarn barf could mean lots of different things. All right. What does okay, this one is actually on here. What does a crocheter say when someone calls their work knitting? This is the weirdest question ever. I didn't even think it was gonna be on here. Like, why is that a question? I'm gonna say it one more time. What does a crocheter say when someone calls their work knitting? I know, yuck. And I get a lot of yarn barf because when I pull my yarn from the center, it usually all comes out in one big chunk. And I just give it to Rebecca because she will unknot it and wind it up and to make her own yarn cakes or whatever. It's not knitting. This one actually has multiple answers. So yes, it could be it's not knitting. It's crochet. At least I make money. It's crochet. It says on here, it's not knitting or it's crochet. Yes. I know just as being a crocheter though, people just don't understand, like they don't know that that isn't knitting. So you can't really be upset with people. They're like, oh, what are you knitting? And then you correct them. But sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm making this, right? Sometimes it's just easier not to get into it because then you look like you're nitpicking. You're like, well, it's actually a crochet, and let me tell you why. Crochet uses one hook where knitting uses 2 needles. It just, I feel, would make people upset with you. All right, let's see. Some of these are not easy. I'm gonna go back around and see if I missed any good ones. You guys can probably, oh no, you guys can't see. Hello, welcome to the live. Okay, that one is just too easy. What do you use to cut yarn? What in the world? I asked for a beginner quiz questions. That's like a toddler question. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, here's one. What crochet stitch creates a tight, dense fabric? That one's pretty easy. Scissors. Yeah, right. Like, why is that one even on there? Like, that's obvious. What stitch creates a tight, dense fabric? That's one of the questions. Yeah, it's scissors. That's just easy. That's just easy. Or if you don't have scissors, I just yank it and it breaks. I just pull it. Knife, teeth. No, not teeth. No. No teeth. Single crochet. Have you ever asked favorite color and recorded answers? No, I have not asked what everyone's favorite color was. Ooh, let's do that. Good idea, Dad. What is everyone's favorite color? And then I'll have to mark them down. So I'll watch the replay later and get everyone's. Or I'll run a poll. I can't do polls on the lives because I have to do it from the computer. So I'll just put up like a community post poll then after the live. But if you guys want to tell me your favorite colors now. Light blue or I can't speak today. Oh, hello, welcome to the live. I haven't seen you in a while. I like dark blue, light blue. Oh, I'm sorry, light pink, baby blue, or light purple, blue or yellow. So it seems like we get a lot of blue. Everyone likes blue. Mom's is navy blue. Yeah, a lot of people like blue. My favorite color is probably gray or like this color, like a grayish blue. Yours is also blue. I think we don't even need to run a poll. I think the most common favorite color is probably blue. I want to look that up though, like what percentage of the world's favorite color is blue? I'm sure it's like this huge amount of people like the color blue. Yours is purple. Purple is also sort of blue, right? Yeah. Yeah, because it's made, I guess not though, because purple is made by mixing blue and red. But it is sort of blue. Baby blue is the best though, out of all the blues. It is pretty, especially for like springtime crochet projects and stuff like that. I like using pastel and like baby blue and stuff like that. Can I give an interesting question? Yeah, go ahead. Give an interesting question. Yeah, this isn't just for me to give questions or anything like that. You guys can also go ahead and drop some questions in the chat. We can all answer your guys' questions. That'll be fun. 42% of males and 29% of females' favorite color are blue. Wow. Okay, that's not as much as I thought. Not as much as I thought. What is the difference between a ship and a boat? To me, boat would be like a smaller boat, yes, and then ship would be bigger. I don't know. They could be the same thing. But to me, boat sounds like a smaller, like, if you understand what I'm saying. Studies show that blue is the world's favorite color. I wonder, maybe it's because of the sky, because so many things in nature are blue. But then I would ask, why isn't people's favorite color green? Because you're seeing green all the time. So I don't know why. Yes, yeah, that is correct. A ship is bigger than boat. Yeah, that's what I said. Ship is larger. Yep, okay, yeah. That's what I thought. It seemed like the right answer. But I could see how people would call it the same thing. Like, I'm sure there's people that call a bigger ship a boat. Like, there is probably a difference, but not really. Ooh, let's do is a hot dog a sandwich? I've asked that one a couple times. So this is like part of the family says a hot dog is not a sandwich, and then the other part of my family says a hot dog is a sandwich. Why is stuff transported on a ship called cargo and stuff transported on a car called shipment? I don't know. That's weird. That is weird. Ships are meant for commercial and military use. Good to know. No, I did not see what happened in Paris last night. Hot dog isn't a sandwich. I agree with you, Cody. No, I did not see what happened in Paris last night. What happened? Oh, Dad just asked that. As I was saying it, popped up in the chat. I agree, though. Hot dog isn't a sandwich like how you would call a hamburger. A hamburger is not a sandwich. A ship basically can carry a boat and a boat can't. Yeah. All right, I think we're done with these now. I've got too interested in talking in chat. You guys distracted me. Just making sure my chat is working. Sometimes my chat gets stuck. Is the ocean a soup? I would have to say no. Riots. 2 dead and hundreds arrested. What? Oh, in Paris. Are you talking about Paris, Brooke? Gazpacho. I wanted to try gazpacho until I realized it was like cold tomato soup. I'm like, I don't want to try that anymore. I was gonna make it. I was like, hey Mom, can I have a recipe for this? I want to just try it one time. And then she's like, yeah, it's tomato soup cold. I'm like, It has all the requirements to be a soup. Technically it has, you're right, it has fish and greens. Let's just say that Paris won football. Whoa. Because of a football game? Wait, what? 2 deaths and 500 arrests. Wow. Just because of a football game. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That is crazy. Or at least it sounds crazy to me. I don't do a lot of news and stuff. Or listen to a lot of news and stuff. That is crazy though. Yeah, because they won football. Oh my. Yeah, we don't watch sports either. Wow, just because they won football. Your internet had a problem for a second. Yeah, our internet's it was acting a little bit weird too. For some reason. Sometimes I can't make phone calls. Like my phone just will sometimes, it'll make phone calls and sometimes won't. Wait, yeah, Brooke, it was happy rioting. Isn't that weird? Or was it not happy rioting? It sounds to me like it was happy, like that they won. Oh my goodness, it was because they won. That's crazy. The stuff people do. All right, well, if you guys don't have any more questions or anything, I think I'm gonna get off. We've been on for 25 minutes. Yeah, some people are crazy. Agreed. Totally agreed. That's why I stay at home. No, that's not why I stay at home. I stay home because I don't like going out places. But that's also probably a good reason to stay home. All right, well, see you guys next time. Maybe a live on Thursday or Friday. I don't know yet. I will probably just do another pop-up live. Yeah, everyone have a good Sunday. See you guys next time.